Hello one and all, my name is Sean Splains and this is Slay the Spire 2. Where we left off last time, we are in the final act of our final character doing our, what I will call the tutorial run, where we go through the lowest difficulty, try and explain some of the decisions, but also really go into detail about events and characters as they happen along the way. From the next video, I'll try and make it a bit more fast paced and a bit easier to watch for those of us who have a bit more experience with the game, but if there's anything that you would like me to slow down on or anything you'd like me to explain more, I'm more than happy to do that if you talk about it in the comments down below and then I can fill you in on things. But for today, we'll come back to the focus at hand. We're going to fight this boss for the first time, hopefully take him down and see how we get on. So going back to the ancient option, if we look here, we have the 5th card you play from your hand each turn is free. This is really good for us because we have so many high cost cards, so we could play a 3 cost for free. We do have, again, 999 gold again on a run where we love to go to a shop, so this is also very tempting. And then we also have enchant all card rewards with Glam, which unfortunately I'm not sure how this works with our wing charm, especially because of that. In fact, I don't really want to take this. This can be really good if you would like replay cards. It pairs really well with Echo Form, but because I now have this wing charm, I don't really want to do that in case it takes, this prioritizes and it takes away from one of the cards I would have liked to take. I'm really tempted to go for Brilliant Scarf, but I'm very greedy, so I'm just going to take the 999 gold and see how we can experiment with different shops. Ideally, because of that, I want to take 2 or more shops, and we definitely have the option to do that, so I'm going to go this way. Ideally, we can get a shop from a mystery square as well, so we'll go here. And then here, the logical decision would be to go left because we get so many bonfires, but we might also go for one of these shops. In fact, we'll go this way because we heal at the shops as well, so we can go there and then up there, and that's probably the best decision. It gives us the option to take on an elite, it gives us the option to get 2 shops, and we might even get a 3rd one along the way, which would heal us for another 15. So let's see how we get on. The Scrolls of Biting, as usual, they tend to be the first combat. Hit this guy. The boot sequence is coming in handy here. We'll just play these 3 cards. Option to play Echo Form, but it's really hard to play in this fight because of how annoying these guys are. I'm actually going to use my explosive potion to deal 10 to all of them. This will allow me to freely kill this middle unit. So now I will unfortunately lose 2 max HP, but it definitely could have been worse. Not getting our Glacier here is tough. This is why it's bad to have such a big deck, because now I kind of need to get my Frost Orbs online, but I'm not quite getting them yet. Also don't really have the means to kill either of these guys. So I'm going to take a hologram, which will allow me to get Beam Cell, which gives me the freedom to kill one. I'm going to kill the front one since he's got more HP. Take a subroutine into this, into here. Lose another 2 max HP, again not ideal, but it should be fine. I'll play Double Energy, I'll play Modded, and I can actually just kill him. Get a Speed Potion, and we get another Glacier, which is giving us the draw 1 card for the first time. I love to see a second one. Even 3, I love to have at least 3 in my deck. Here we actually get the Fake Merchant again, and we get different relics. This is really tempting to take if we have a lot of high cost cards, which we do, but because we have 0 cost cards, do I take this and go for the gamble? It would ruin all of my zero cost cards, but it would make it easier to play 3 cost cards. That feels like too big of a gamble for me. So I'll take the Blood Vial, the Orichalcum, the Venerable Tea Set, the Strike Dummy, and the Lee's Waffle. In this case, only heals 10% instead of healing you to full. I would love to take that, but I can't. I don't want to throw the runaway on a single thing that could do a lot of good, but it could also do a lot of harm. Here I'll play FTL to draw some extra cards, Beam Cell, Zap, and Ice Lance to do a lot of damage, plus give us the Frost Orbs. Orichalcum has an interesting interaction where if you end your turn without block, gain 3. On this character specifically, because orbs trigger after the turn technically, you would get your Orichalcum, then you would get your plating, then you would get your orbs. So all of these things combine really well to give you free block. But in some cases, if you can gain more than 3 block, obviously it's not worth waiting it out. So I'm going to double energy to get some energy. We're going to mod to get some more cards. I do actually have the freedom to take Echo Form here, so I'm going to. And then I could take another 0 cost card with Hologram if I wanted. But since I can just attack, I think I'd rather do that. I'll take Chaos because that's the one I don't really mind using just now. We get a Dark Orb, nice. We block enough damage, and now we've got the Echo Form online. This should be a much easier fight. I think I only need to play Glacier once, so I'm actually going to double Compile Driver here to get some damage in. I will Dual Cast to get some block down. I will Capacitator because I get the energy back from Subroutine, and then I'll play Glacier. So now I'm blocking enough, so that's fine. Here I can play Capacitator for free, twice even. Should have played Hotfix twice, but it's fine, we've got enough block. So the maximum amount of orb slots you can get is 10, which is why I've not been Echo Forming the Capacitators in the past, when I remember not to at least. Here is a pretty unfortunate turn because we've just shuffled our deck again, we can't use Hologram on anything. But we're getting 8 from here, and I can math this out, so I'll use this speed potion we just got. I will play Defend twice, which puts us up to 20. Then I will Hologram to get it back, and then I'll do this. Just so we get through the turn, we don't take any damage. He is obviously scaling really fast, he's getting very scary, but I think we'll be okay. I'll boot Sequence to get 23 block, Zap and Hotfix. I'll Modded to draw, and then I'll do this. We got to 53. Here we can Ice Lance and do 48 damage instantly, or we could just do that and do that. Get a weak potion, which is nice. Here we get the Synthesis, which gives us the ability to draw an extra card. That is a good card for that. Claw is the main reason you would use Scrape, which is a card from the previous video that allows you to draw 0 cost cards. If you get as many claws as you can in a deck, this is a very viable deck to have. Deal 4 damage, increase the damage of all claw cards this combat by 3. If you see this in the early acts, it's very tempting to take multiple of them, but unless you can get 5 or 6 of them in a deck, it's not worth taking them. Charge Battery is a very good block card that allows you to get energy the next turn, so it's a very solid card to take. But here I'm actually going to take Synthesis, because I want to get the free power so that I can combo it into Echo Form. Going this way so we can take the shop. We're already at 1300 gold, which feels insane. We can actually use Compact to get around this guy, giving us all these status cards, which is nice. I'm going to use Subroutine into Modded, into... Synchronize doesn't exhaust anyway, so it's fine. We don't really want to play the Glacier. And I'll likely use my Hologram to turn all of these slimes into other things. I'll play Zap, and then I could Ice Lance to give me 6 block, or after the Orichalcum becomes 9, after this becomes 12. Yeah, that seems fine. We'll deal 24 damage, we'll get the 3 Force Orbs, we'll go up to 12 block, offset all that damage. Here I'll do FTL to draw a couple cards. I will Finesse to draw another card, Capacitator. I can Hologram, probably Modded, just to draw more. Oh, we don't get to play the Synthesis, which is unfortunate. I have 0 energy, so I just want to draw a card that I don't care about playing, which will be Thunder. And then I will use this card. Here he's dealing 33 damage, so we just want to try and offset it. So I'll play Glacier. I will Hotfix, so now I'm getting 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 9, 30. I'm almost offsetting his damage here, so I'll just take a small block. And we actually get a free turn, so we get to play Echo Form. We get the energy back. Could have played double energy, which would have been nice. We draw all of our slimes turn 1, that is unfortunate to say the least. Thankfully Hotfix means that we'll now get 33 block passively, which means we're totally fine. Don't need to play the Glacier. I'm just going to get rid of the slimes. Here I will play Compile Driver twice and hopefully get through more slimes. I'll take the lightning so that we draw more, get more lightning up. Here I will double play Defend, Chaos, and I'll actually use a weak potion here to take him down to 27. Play Thunder to get my energy back and then strike. I take 7 damage. And I will FTL twice into Finesse, into Seeker Strike. I would love to take Synthesis just for how much damage it's going to do. and I don't need to do that. As we can see at the end of the turn, this little power says the next power you play costs 0, so Synthesis does just carry through the turn, so it's a very safe card to take. Here I am going to zap twice to evoke these orbs. Then I'm going to hologram to bring back a Glacier to help us cycle through the orbs. So we're blocking all that damage, but now we're dealing all this lightning damage. We'll double Beam Cell, so he's now vulnerable for the remainder of the combat. Oh, we would have loved to see Ice Lance next turn. I think we'll be okay though. We should get through. This hasn't been the best way to play this combat for sure, but we're okay. If we get 4 focus twice, these go up to 11 each, so we kill. And then we'll just play the Capacitator for free because we can. I'll do this. And now we finish the combat. Not the cleanest kill, but we got it there in the end. We get a new power with the draw 1 for the first time it's played. It's innate and it's machine learning, so at the start of your turn, draw an additional card. This will be really good for us to help us get through our deck. I wouldn't always take it, but simply because I have so many cards, it's going to be really useful. Subroutine would be nice to see a second one at this position because we have so many power cards. And Overclock is an excellent card as well. Draw 3 cards and add a burn into your discard pile. Because we can convert the burns into fuels, they are really good to add in, but we're going to take machine learning. Then I get to go to the shop, I'll heal up to full, and we can pretty much buy anything we want. I will take another Finesse, because again, it's a free card. You never hate to see it. Sparkling Rouge is good, it gives us extra dexterity and strength. Toolbox giving us a random colourless card at the start of combat is very nice. Getting the genuine Orichalcum pairs up with this one, so now we're getting 9 block preemptively in certain situations. I would like to remove another strike, and I think I would take a Thorns Potion and maybe an energy potion because that will help us play Echo Form. Is there any skills we specifically want? I think Secret Technique could be good, but I do want to save some gold for the next shop in case we get really good relics because they're more important than cards right now. Hailstorm could be really good because it deals passive damage, but it's not very much passive damage. Focus Strike is really good because it gives you focus on that turn and deals 11 damage, but again, I'm trying not to take too many cards. So this is the toolbox coming into play. It's giving us a choice of 3 cards to add to our hand. Bomb can be really good if we see the battle lasting 3 turns. I don't know if this one will. In fact, they're only doing a little bit of damage. We've obviously got Boot Sequence turn 1. I think we could play Bomb and then try and kill them that way. Play Bomb, so now they're going to die very quickly. I'm actually going to play the Energy Potion here because I'd still just need to play Glacier to offset the damage. It's not worth it to have them take max HP off me in this situation. So we just now need to outblock everything that they're ideally doing. There's 4 of them though, so it's going to be quite difficult to do that. We can Finesse here, which at the moment isn't as efficient as this, so unless I'm blocking more than 9, it's not worth blocking. We can Ice Lance to get more block and kill the guy in the middle who's unfortunately not attacking, so that doesn't really do anything. Because at the end of the 3rd turn, this will activate, so I only really have to survive this turn. I'll Finesse. We do actually get a second block card, that's really good. Like I say, this will give me an extra Frost here. We do have Empower, so I can afford to play Capacitator and Thunder for free. I could get another 3 Frost Orbs giving me 10 block. Plus this puts us up to 20. We're still taking a lot of damage this turn. Taking a lot of damage. Maybe the Speed Potion would have been a better play. I think this works overall. I'll just kill him. Speed Potion would have been a better idea in hindsight. We take a lot of max HP damage, which is not good there, but we end the turn because the bomb kills him anyway. Here we get the option of Charge Battery, which as I've mentioned is really good. Focus Strike, it has its uses, and then Feral. The first time you play a 0 cost attack each turn, return it to your hand, which we don't have a lot of 0 cost attacks, so I probably wouldn't take any of these, they're not worth it. I'm bulking out my deck way too much and that's why I'm having issues here. Bronze Scales is excellent for this build because I'm typically taking a lot of hits. Okay, we've got a new event, this is actually a really good one for us. Navigating through an endless sea of corpses, you find a mad scientist, scavenging for various scraps. Yes, hi, hello, you look like a capable fighter. I need a tester for my next atrocity device, how about it? So we get to make a random card, and it does different things based on what you do. And here, because we like powers so much, we're going to make a power. It's going to give us the option for other powers to cost 1 less, or gain 2 strength and 2 dexterity. and I'm going to go for powers costing less, and because it's upgraded with the frozen egg, it doesn't always come upgraded. It is innate, so it's going to come into our first hand, so all of our powers are going to cost 1 less, which for most of them it will cost 0, and it will give us free energy if we have subroutine, and for Echo Form it costs 2, so it's much easier to play from now on. Phew, all done. This is for you. Now get out there and slaughter. Little did you know that scientists went on to create hundreds of weapons, resulting in several thousand deaths within the Spire. Good old morality check there. So here we've got the combat where we're fighting multiple enemies, which isn't amazing for us, but we'll see how we get on. We've got Omnislice, which is good to just deal a lot of damage on turn 1. Flash of Steel allows us to draw an extra card, which I think is what I'll probably take. And Impatience, if you have no attacks in your hand, draw 2 cards, which we don't have a lot of attacks, so this can be handy, but I'm going to take Flash of Steel. It allows us to deal damage, and we get to draw more cards, because I know that we've got 3 innate cards at this point, which means every single first hand is going to have these 3 cards, which is a problem in its own way. So we'll take Boot Sequence, offsetting a lot of the early damage. I will FTL into the back guy, because like I say, I like to work back to front with these enemies. I'll take Flash of Steel to draw another card. We actually get a hologram, so I need to think about this. Am I blocking enough? Yeah, I'm blocking enough. So a hologram into another Flash of Steel to see what I get. We get Ice Lance. To be honest, I probably wouldn't have wanted to play that anyway, because using all of my energy in one turn just to get some frost and deal damage isn't that great here, so I'm glad I drew that. Mad Science means that Machine Learning is now free to play. And we get Compact. I would have liked to keep that for a different turn, but it's okay. We'll play Hotfix, and I'll play Defense Plus, so now we don't take any damage. Now all of our cards are ethereal. The main thing is we really don't want this guy to debuff all my cards, which I can't really avoid. I want to keep my Thorns Potion for the final boss. I ideally want to keep this as well. Or do it, I mean, I've got 400 gold, and we do have the shop coming up, so I could probably afford to use the Speed Potion if I need some immediate block. This costs 0, so I'll just play that. Beam Cell, we want to attack the back guy. Seeker Strike. Finesse is nice, it lets us draw again. Into the dual cast, so we actually get 2 of those cards. We want Compile Driver into him to deal a lot of damage. And then I will Chaos. We get a Dark Orb, which is nice, and then I'll dual cast. So unfortunately the block we got there from Finesse wasn't efficient, because I could have blocked a lot more damage, but it's okay. We actually get Subroutine into Echo Form, into Thunder, into Capacitator, so we get a lot of energy back, but we are taking a lot of damage in return. This might be the end of the run, folks. This might not be great. How are we going to get through this? We kill the back guy because he's about to do a really big attack, and then we need to offset 27 damage here. How do we get through this in one piece? We do have Echo Form, which means we can get extra block this turn. We've also got a lot of block coming next turn, so that's the next 2 turns solved at least. I just need to worry about what comes after that. I also need to be careful in using Modded in case I draw all of my blocking and I don't have any the turn after, because I will still need it. That's probably what's going to happen though. So I am going to play Modded first and take the extra block. So now we've got all of our block cards. Not ideal, but it should be okay. We'll play Finesse, we'll draw another card. Now we're at the end of our tether. I'll double energy, which will draw us another card. Gives us free damage. We really want to kill him if we can. Doesn't look like we can. I think we take the Glam Glacier to get us more orbs, because orbs are what's going to save us. And then I actually Synthesis into the backline, because this guy needs to die before he gives himself a lot of block. We'll play Zap, and I'll end turn. We can block this turn. He's buffing himself, thankfully. Okay. Our deck's actually really small now because of the amount of cards that we've exhausted. So here, next turn, we are going to get the option to block a lot, which is good, because we might need to offset him. I do need to try and kill this guy as quickly as possible, and I kind of have the access to do that. So I'm going to Ice Lance twice, so he's now dead. Flash into him. We unfortunately draw the hologram. We would have liked to see that next turn. But we get an insane amount of block from all of our Frost Orbs now. So I'm getting 18 block from Frost Orbs, so he's... not really doing a whole lot. I'm actually going to double Beam Cell. So I'm going to Ice Lance twice, so he's now dead. Flash into him. We unfortunately draw the hologram. We would have liked to see that next turn. But we get an insane amount of block from all of our Frost Orbs now. So I'm getting 18 block from Frost Orbs, so he's not really doing a whole lot. I'm actually going to double Beam Cell. I'll finesse twice. I will Seeker Strike to get whatever the last card is. And then yeah, I can just defend. I think as long as we outpace his strength, we're okay, but this has been a very, very close call for a fight. I hope we can see this out, and then we finish him off. Wow, this is becoming a very gambly run at this point. We get another boot sequence that allows us to draw a card. I mean, now it's got infinite efficiency because we're drawing a free card anyway. So we're drawing what would have been there instead of boot sequence, and we're getting free block on turn 1, which is nice. So I'm going to take that. We're going for the biggest deck possible at this point. I need to take the heal. Unfortunately, I can't afford to upgrade anything. We got up to 29 HP. We go here, we got to 44 HP. I would have loved to see Lee's Waffle to give me max HP here, but we don't. We don't even really get great options, to be honest. Art of War can be good because we don't play a lot of attacks. It gives us an extra energy if you don't play an attack during your turn. Shuriken, every 3 times you play an attack, gains strength, so this is amazing on Silence specifically with a Shiv build, but not that amazing here. Hand of Greed, deal 25 damage. If fatal, gain 25 gold. This is good early on big damage characters. Dark Shackles is good for enemies that hit multiple times, and I actually don't know if this boss does, so I don't really want to gamble and take it. Meteor Strike can be really interesting. It costs 5, which obviously makes it really hard to play, and at the moment I don't have enough energy manipulation to pull this off, but if you do, you gain 3 plasma, which also gives you more energy, and it deals 30 damage, which is a very good card in certain situations. Also, the Sneko Eye from earlier that I didn't take would have reduced this to always costing between 1 and 3, so that's good to note. We have another Thunder Power, which would give us more damage output. I'm going to obviously remove a card here. I'll remove a Defend, or we just remove a Strike. I think we'll just remove a Strike. Just keep all of our defense because we might need them. I'm going to take the Cauldron and give myself the chance to get a Fairy in the Bottle. We get a Lucky Tonic. That's excellent because that gives us 1 buffer. And then we get Heart of Iron, which I don't think I need Energy Potion. I think Heart of Iron's probably more useful. And then we'll skip the rest. So I think that was a good pick. And we want the Thorns Potion because it will help us do passive damage over time. I think we're calling it there. Do we get another shop? No, we get combat. And here we get Bomb, Flash of Steel, or Automation. In this situation, I am going to take Bomb because they don't attack turn 1, which allows me to freely play this. So I'm going to play Synthesis into the front guy, which allows me to play Mad Science for free, which then means I can play Machine Learning and Thunder for free. I can Zap, and I can play Bomb. So now I only have to survive this turn and ideally get these guys below 40, and then I win the combat, was my thinking there. I'll play FTL. We'll now damage these guys because his health basically doesn't matter. He's below 40 and he doesn't block at the end of this turn. I need a way to survive, so we'll play Capacitator and then I'll play Glacier, so we fill these orbs. We've got 12 plus 3 plus 8, which gives us 23. They're dealing 28 damage, 26. Hit this guy, can synchronize. So now I just need to do a little bit more damage into the back too to end this combat. Thankfully, because of the thorns, they're taking passive damage. We get Echo Form for 2. I don't think it's worth it though. Ice Lance would kill one of them, but not both. But then I don't care because I don't take damage, do I? No. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So I'll play Ice Lance into there, so the guy at the back dies. I'll finesse. Bomb kills the front and back too. And then I kill the middle guy. So again, always pay attention to all of the tools that you have in front of you and how you can use them to best deal with the situation you have. I have a cheek to say that after how that last Elite combat went, but here we are. Go for the Eyes is an excellent card I love to have in my deck almost in every run for this guy because it applies 2 weaken to the enemy when it's been upgraded. 4 damage doesn't sound like a lot, but consistently having the enemy weakened just means they're doing less damage, which if they scale becomes especially important, so we're going to grab that. And now we are here. I'm just going to go for the health, get to max health, and hopefully we can see this one out. I don't even know what to take here. We have Ultimate Strike we've seen before, Jack of all trades, add a random colourless card into your hand. So basically if I don't like these 3 I should take this and gamble, or Gold Axe, which deals damage equal to the number of cards played this combat. This could be a solid answer later on if we're really struggling, but I need to look at what he's doing because like I say I've not been here before. Every 6 cards you play, add a Wither to your hand. Wither is an unplayable card. At the end of your turn, if this is in your hand, take 3 damage. I don't know if that's direct damage or if block comes into play, and then he's got 3 artifacts. So, the aim is probably to break through the artifact and start applying debuffs. but avoid playing too many cards. This probably carries over turns, I would think. So we'll play double energy. Unfortunately, we just play a lot of cards, so we can't really avoid this. We're just going to have to fall for it. I will use both of my boot sequences because it will see me through the turn since he's doing 26 damage. Also lets me draw another card. I'll play Mad Science, which lets me play Machine Learning for free. And now, when I play this, we get a Wither into our hand. Interesting. We get a Dark Orb, and now because of the Dark Orb we can draw an extra 2. I will Lightning Rod to get more Lightning Orbs, and I will Dual Cast to get rid of this Lightning Orb. So now we get to see if this applies to block or direct. This block, that's not too bad. But I suppose the more this now fills out, the more dangerous that's going to be, which is really good because we have Compact, so we'll be able to change all of these Wither cards into fuel. So keep that in mind. If you see this at the end of Act 3 as the final boss, try and pick up a Compact if you see one. It will be very useful to you. So here he's doing 22 damage. All I want to do is offset that damage. We'll play Zap, we'll play Finesse, Finesse again, get another Wither, but it's fine. I could get another Capacitator, and I will play Glacier, which means we play our Dark Orb already, which isn't ideal, but it's worth it to get the Frost Orbs in position. And now he's going to apply a status card, which I would guess is another Wither. Could be wrong. Play the Echo Form, we managed to get that off safely, which is nice. We can Beam Cell, which as you can see we want to work through these artifacts. So I'm going to actually play that Beam Cell again, because I want to get through that as quickly as possible. And then I will Hotfix for extra damage, and simply because this only applies Weaken if they are intending to attack, which he's not, so there's no point playing it. I don't want to give myself too many Withers. These scale with time as well. Interesting. That's how this fight's difficult. I did think it seemed a bit easy at first. Because of Echo Form, we want to play the right card here. And either Capacitator or Subroutine feels like a waste. I think I'll probably just play Ice Lance, dealing a lot of damage, getting enough block to get through the turn. Then I'll play this plus this. Oh, Wither +1. So every time he gives himself that buff after 3 or 4 turns, they must become Wither +1, Wither +2 and scale. It's not based on how many you have. Good to know. We unfortunately take 2 damage, our first bit of damage, but I think we're going to be okay. It looks fine at the moment. He's got 33 blocks, so I should only hit him if I feel like I'm going to get through. Gold Axe is already doing 28 on its first rotation, which is nice to see. Play Thunder because we get free energy for it. Play Modded because it doesn't cost anything. We get rid of his last artifact, which is nice. We want to be blocking this turn, however. We'll Dual Cast, gets us 10. I should have played Synchronize first. Chaos Orb gets us another Frost Orb, thankfully. And we'll Shadow Shield just to block all the incoming damage. So as much as this is a fight that's taken a little bit of time, I think we're okay. So here is when he's going to buff how these work. I can use this to draw lots of cards. We get another one of those. So here we actually get to use the Compact, turn these into fuel. So they're no longer an issue for us, but the issue still comes in with whenever I play that, it still counts towards this number 6, so you need to keep that in mind. I think since we've drawn another 2 Withers, and we're going to definitely get another one, I'll actually bring Compact back. I will play Lightning Rod to give me more lightning over the next couple turns. I will Compact again to get more fuel, to draw more cards and give us more energy. I will play Zap and Hotfix. We get another Wither. I'll Strike, and I will play the Glacier that hasn't already used up its buff, because there's nothing here I really want to draw this turn, because if I draw Ice Lance that would be bad, so I'll play this Glacier. Get all of this block, and I think I feel quite comfortable now going into the end game here. So we get 33 damage plus a lot of block, as we know. I think we play double Ice Lance, which just gives us a lot of block. And we play that Dark, we're up at 30 already. We actually get some vulnerable down. I'll play another Finesse. These Withers are now doing 9 damage each, but we are offsetting the damage quite comfortably at the moment. We can play another Ice Lance. Is that the play? I think it is the play. We can afford to do that. And here, we're not outpacing the damage just yet, I don't think. So we're taking 36 plus 9, which is 45. We're at 25, and we've got 9 times 2, which is 18. So we're going to take 2 damage, that's fine. I also haven't used these potions yet, which I totally forgot about. If you're in your final combat and you know it's your final combat, if you have potions that have lasting effects, like I should have definitely played this at the start, just play that now because it's going to work anyway. And this one I suppose is situational, you want to play it when you need it. So now over the next 7 turns that's going to be good, and then we get to keep this buffer for a turn where we might be taking a big attack. The more damage you can absorb with this, the more efficient you'll make it, but obviously use it when you need it. Situations change as you can see across the runs, which is the beauty of this game. We've got another turn where he's doing that, so I'm going to use this as an excuse to ideally draw Compact or Hologram. We do get the Compact, okay, we get another Wither. Can we force another Wither before I play Compact? We can't. So I'll just play this, draw these cards, play the Zap, get another one, get a Chaos Orb, gives us a Plasma, love to see Plasma. I will take Compact again and turn this Wither into fuel, giving us FTL, and then we'll play Synthesis, just giving us a lot of damage. Now that he's only got 100 HP, I feel pretty comfortable. So here, I'm going to go for the eyes twice to mean that he's weakened for 4 turns, so he's doing considerably less damage. I will Synchronize, then play my Glacier to block for a lot. Then I'll Lightning Rod to get more Lightning Orbs. At this point, if I had the Voltaic card from earlier that I really wanted to showcase, it would have probably been doing something in the region of channeling about 15 lightning at this point. And with the fact that it scales with itself, and we've got quite a small deck now that we've used up all of our powers, it would have been really good, I think. I'm going to play it safe and Synchronize, because I think it's the smarter decision to always play safe if you can. This obviously gives us an insane amount of block, we're never taking damage. I think we'll only need Vulnerable on him for 2 turns at this point, we're probably going to win in the next 2 turns. So I'll take all this 12 damage, but it's okay, because we definitely outblock it all. And this is the power of doing a Frost build, as you can sometimes find yourself in a position that you just won't take damage. Thankfully we have passive damage through Thorns. We'll take this, and the Golden Axe is now doing 84. So if you ever see Golden Axe and you feel like you're in one of these stalling builds, it'll work really well. And like that, we beat the new boss, first time. Hopefully I've explained the battle well enough so that if you come across it yourself, especially in the next coming weeks, and you've been playing the game before but you've not seen this guy before, you'll feel more comfortable with it. So that's us at the end of our tutorial runs. We've done all of the A0s, and now there's no more characters to unlock for now, but when there are more characters I'll explain them as we go. But on our next video we're going to be working on getting through Ascension 1 on all the characters. It'll be a bit more fast paced, and there's no guarantee I win any games. If I lose, I'll still upload and just talk about the decisions that I made, and also talk about what I could have done better, because I think reflecting on your losses is a good way to get better at the game. It's not just about posting wins and pretending that I win every time, because nobody does. But anyway, we'll quickly do the timeline and then we'll close up for today. We have the Architect. Too many beasts of imagination began to populate Prion, and things aren't simple and fun anymore. The creatures didn't make sense. The monsters don't follow logic. Maybe there needs to be one which can create, destroy, and control this mess. An entity with its own imagination will. Let's imagine such a being. We now get Eternal Armour, which is a colourless 3-cost card that gives us 9 plating, which efficiency wise, I don't want to do the math just now, but I think that's 45 block. Jackpot, a 3-cost card that gives us 25 damage and adds 3 random 0-cost colourless cards. That doesn't mean colourless cards that only ever cost 0, it means one of these that are random and cost 0. This is a great card to pick up, and it's really fun to play the kind of gambling element of it. And then we have Prep Time. At the start of your turn, gain 4 Vigour. This is exceptionally good on builds that have multi-hitting attacks. So obviously all your multi-hits will do more damage and you'll get more out of this. So you're technically getting an extra 12 every turn if it's a 3-hit attack, or 8 every turn if it's a 2-hit attack. Next we have play a run with every character to unlock Orobas, who's going to be another ancient that joins us at the start of Act 2. Attracted by the now burning spire, Orobas's curiosity was piqued. Blight gone. Why gone? Safe to enter. Orobas enters. Unlock the ancient Orobas. Living Rainbow may be swimming around in the second act. Hello Hello is Act 2. We'll find Act 1 first. Tricked for beat Act 1 with the Defect. Niao resurrected the defective Construct. No simple feat even for an ancient. Construct what you lost. Your creator abandoned you. Hides at the top. The Defect thanks Niao and heads for the top, seeking answers. We now get Loop, which at the start of your turn triggers a passive ability of the rightmost orb, which is really good if you have Dark especially, because it will let it chain much faster. Here we have Null, deal 10 damage, apply 2 weak and channel a Dark, which is excellent on a Dark build, and a power that works really well for that. Channel 2 Dark, at the end of your turn evoke your leftmost orb. This is especially good on builds where you're cycling orbs a lot and you don't actually have time for Dark. Dark you want to build up as much as you can. So here you would either want to channel the 2 Dark and then channel something else in front of it so you don't evoke them, or just play a really fast paced build where you're channeling every single turn and bursting through really fast so you're evoking consistently. We'll go back to the Act 2. Hello, hello. In the scrapyard, the Defect pondered its fate and purpose. Is being okay at a host of functions not desirable? Do we all need to excel at a distinct function? While processing these questions, hello pops out another construct. Hello, Defect responds. My name is Flaw. And here we unlock Data Disc to give us 1 focus at the start of each combat, which works really well on your orb builds. Symbiotic Virus, at the start of each combat channel 1 Dark, and Metronome, the first time you channel 7 orbs each combat, deal 30 damage to all enemies. So again, all based on our orb builds. Resolving Bugs, Chapter 3. Defect and Flaw fast became friends and exited the scrapyard. It was sad there. They return to the Spire's mid-floors and are met with a massive bug infestation. The pair get to work in an attempt to reduce the bugs to a reasonable level. And here we get gain 2 focus from a potion, channel a Dark for each of your orb slots, which is especially good when we've got more slots, and a potion that also allows us to get more orb slots. Now we can tackle Ascensions with the And lastly, we have play a single run with all characters and beat Act 3, the Daily. A being of immense power exercises his mastery of form and space once a day, shifting the very nature of the Spire. Meaning we can now play the randomised challenge once a day. Now typically I don't tend to do this, but if it's something that people would want to see me take on, I'm quite happy to jump in here. It's always a specified thing, it's the same for everybody. So here it's playing the Regent at Ascension 9 with specific modifiers. This will rotate every single day, as we can see, time left. And like I say, I don't tend to do it, but if it's something that other people want to see, I'm more than happy to try it. As well as doing custom challenges where you can add your own modifiers into the game, play as whoever you want, and play on whatever Ascension you want, assuming that you've unlocked it. You can also set a seed if you want to follow along with specific runs. So in the future, if I am playing a run and other people are interested in following along with me, I'm more than happy to highlight the seed that I'm using so that you can join along too. But that is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial experience. I just wanted to try and highlight some nice tips and tricks to help people break into the game, get some consistency behind their decisions, and hopefully play a little bit better. As always, if there's anything that you want to discuss or you want me to explain a little bit more, just leave it down in the comments. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for joining me. I have been Sean Splains. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.